time. Our fundraiser is going to be on this Friday. What's Friday? Is it the 30th? Should be better prepared here. It is Friday, September 30th, 2022 at 8.
Super easy for you to listen to either your favorite podcasts or audiobooks anytime, anywhere. Whilst you're traveling or at the gym or out on a walk, I use the app a lot when I'm actually getting ready to film a video. Whilst I'm setting up all my equipment, like my camera and my lighting, I'll just pop on an audiobook in the background. An audiobook that I listened to this month and highly recommend is actually a book about this case, about Becky's case. It's called Becky, the heartbreaking story of Becky Watts by her father. It was written obviously by Becky's father. His name is Darren, and his account is so devastating, but it was also so informative. I refer to the book a lot throughout this video actually because of course Darren knows more about the details of this case than anyone. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys check that out. I will leave Darren's book linked in the description box, as well as a link to the Audible website. If you go to audible.com/Molly or you text Molly to 500 you will be able to get a free 30-day trial. Again, thank you so much to Audible for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. Thank you to you guys for always supporting the sponsors on this channel. And now let's just get into the case. So for this week's case, we are going back to early 2015 in Bristol, which is a city located in the southwest of England. And this is Rebecca Marie Watts, or Becky as she was often called by friends and family. She was born on the 3rd of June 1998 in Bristol, so she had lived there all her life. Her mother was called Tanya Watts and her father was called Darren, like I said, Darren Galsworthy. Becky had an older brother named Danny. Tanya and Darren had him in 1995, so he was about 3 years older than Becky. However, by the time Becky was born, Tanya and Darren were no longer together. They had separated, and for the first few years of Becky's life, she lived with her mother Tanya with her big brother Danny. But the two siblings would visit and stay with their father Darren every single weekend. However, when Becky was just 3 years old, she and Danny were actually taken into care by social services because there were concerns that perhaps they weren't being looked after well enough at home, and their father Darren decided instantly that he wanted to fight to get full custody of both of his children. He wanted them to live with him full time, and in March of 2002, after a long battle, that is exactly what happened. The family court granted him full custody alongside his new partner Angie. Angie and Darren had known each other, I believe, for a number of years before they eventually got together. There had always been that spark between them, but I think it was often a case of right person, wrong time. However, when Becky was, I think, around 2 years old, they properly started seeing each other and they quickly fell in love. And during the whole custody situation, Angie was always there for Darren, right by Darren's side, doing everything that she could to support him. From what I can gather, even though Darren won full custody of Danny and Becky, the kids still saw their mother Tanya often. Becky still had regular contact with her mum right up until this case took place. She just wasn't living with her anymore. Becky was obviously now living with her father Darren, her older brother Danny, and her father's partner Angie. And Angie had a child of her own too, a son named Nathan Matthews. Angie had Nathan with a previous partner, although Nathan had no contact with his biological father. So when Darren came into his life, he kind of became that father figure, and Angie became another mother figure to Danny and Becky. Now Nathan didn't live with his mum Angie, he actually lived with his grandparents, but he was still very close to his mum. So when however, fast forward to her early teenage years, and they were not so good. Becky really did not have a good time in her early teens. She really struggled at secondary school because she was always a very shy girl. Also when she was out of the house, in the house with her family, with Angie and Darren, she was the complete opposite. She was loud and feisty feisty and bubbly because she was obviously so comfortable with them. But when it came to meeting and mixing with new people, she found that really, really hard. She found it hard to make new friends because she was so timid. And this, of course, wasn't helped by the fact that she was also picked on a lot in school. Her father Darren said that she was often just teased and bullied by these nasty groups of girls. They would just make fun of Becky. They would make fun of how she looked. They would comment on her weight. They would steal from her. One time they stole this brand new jacket that Becky wore to school. And although her parents, Angie and Darren, went to the school and they asked the teachers to look out for Becky, the bullying didn't really stop. And as you can imagine, it had such a huge impact on Becky's mental health, especially the comments about her weight. She had been told that she was fat and ugly.
Tap on the shoulder, turn, and baby, there you are. Country's gonna break us. It's twangy indie rockers. It's all country for the discerning cowboy. Sirius XM, the alternative. One of more than 200 extra channels on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans. Yeah, we're always human. That don't mean that we can't change. I can hurt you can hurt me. But we feel each other's pain, and that's what makes us human. That I could break your heart in two, and still love you through all the days we've been getting through. Both are saying, let's put love back in its place. I won't give up on you, so darling, don't give up on me. Don't you wanna stay? Don't just walk away from my memories. And I can't promise nothing, but the rest of me, I'll fight for you, I'll fight for us, I'll fight to never leave. And I don't make it